Hey everybody, it's Chris again, and welcome back to your British 12. If you're new here, please take a moment to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of our next informative videos. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to tackle a question that's been asked by many. How much tax do I owe for inheriting money or receiving gifts? And it's a great question, and quite honestly, it's a bit complicated, as it involves various factors that can vary depending on the laws of the state where you reside. But don't worry, we're going to break this all down into some manageable chunks and get the answers that you need. I want you to keep in mind that this is general advice, and this applies to June. Laws are obviously subject to change. Individual circumstances can greatly impact tax obligations. So always consult with a certified tax professional in your area. So let's dive in. First, we're going to talk about the inheritance. This is the tax you pay when you inherit money or property. Now, it's important that the United States does not impose a federal inheritance tax. Instead, what we have here is we have an estate tax. And this means that the tax is levied on the entire estate before it's distributed to the. Now, this might seem like a small difference, but it's an important distinction because it determines who is going to be responsible for paying the tax. Now, as of 2023, the federal estate tax exemption was $12.9 million. That means if the total value of the estate is under this amount, the estate won't owe any federal estate tax. However, if the estate is over this limit, the amount over that $12.9 million is subject to a 40% tax. However, some states do have their own inheritance taxes, and the rates and the exemptions for these can vary widely. So you're going to want to make sure that you look into the laws of your particular state to understand your obligation. So now that we've talked about the estate tax, let's move on to the gift. Now, this is the tax imposed on the transfer of ownership of property during the giver's lifetime. Now, in the United States, as of 2023, the federal annual gift tax exclusion is $17,000 per recipient. This means that any individual can give another individual up to $17,000 in a year without having to file a gift tax. Now, this limit is per person. So therefore, a married couple can each give $17,000 to an individual for a total of $34,000 in a year without having to file that tax return. This is often how parents pass money to their children in the manner of gifts. In the United States, the giver of a gift is generally the one responsible for paying the gift tax. This means if I were to give you a gift exceeding the annual exclusion amount, which as in 2023 was $17,000 per person, I would be the one liable for paying any applicable gift tax. However, in certain circumstances where the giver does not or cannot pay the gift tax, the receiver may end up responsible. Do understand this is not the norm, but it's something you should be aware of if you are receiving a substantial gift. Now, it's essential to understand the lifetime gift tax exemption and how it is linked to that estate tax number. The lifetime gift tax exemption is the total amount a person can give away during their lifetime without having to pay gift tax. The key here is that the lifetime exemption is tied to that estate tax exemption. So how does that work? So as of 2023, the federal estate tax exemption was $12.9 million. Let's say I had already given away $1 million in gifts during my lifetime that exceeded the annual gift exclusion. This means I've used up $1 million of my lifetime gift tax exemption. When I pass away, my estate tax exemption would then be $11.9 million. That's $12.9 million estate tax exemption minus the million already given in taxable gifts. In other words, the taxable gifts I made during my lifetime reduce the amount my estate can be worth without being subject to the estate tax. Again, these numbers are for 2023 and might change with new legislation or inflation adjustment. The important takeaway is that large gifts given during your lifetime can impact the estate tax your heirs might have to pay upon your passing. Now, understanding these implications can be a bit challenging. If you're dealing with large gifts or estates, I strongly recommend consulting with a certified tax professional to fully grasp the potential tax consequences. You should also remember that, like any other law, tax laws can change, and they vary by location. So you need to keep abreast of the current rules in your jurisdiction. Now, I understand that this information might seem a bit overwhelming, but remember, understanding these basics can help you make informed decisions about your finances. And if you're receiving a large inheritance or gift, I'd highly recommend consulting with a tax professional to understand the specific tax implications and potential strategies that are best for you. Now, I hope this video has been helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. I want to thank you for tuning in. Please like this video if you find it helpful and share it with others who might benefit from this information. Subscribe to our channel for more finance tips and advice, and I'll see you in our next video. Keep building.